So a couple years ago, I was sitting on the couch watching the Super Bowl, enjoying it, when my wife walked up and asked me to vacuum the carpet. I said, no, I can't do this right now, the game's on. So there I was, vacuuming the carpet during the game, missing the good commercials, thinking to myself, there's gotta be a better way. And there was, so I bought a Roomba. The next year, as I'm watching the Super Bowl again, the Roomba's doing its thing, and I think, I should do this on the airfield so I don't have to cut grass for 9 hours a day.
So we took that Roomba idea and we started doing some research. Now we all know that bird strikes are a real risk to our air crews every time that they fly. In the last 25 years, we have lost 27 airmen, 13 aircraft, and over $800 million to bird strikes. Now the Air Force doesn't have an aircraft that's immune to bird strikes, not a single one. And when an incident happens, the results can be catastrophic. Current daytime mowing operations as they are contribute to this risk by disturbing the insects, and the insects attract hundreds of birds. We can use our autonomous mowers at night to mitigate that risk.
According to recent USA research, the best time to mitigate this risk is at night. So our solution is to take technology that's already existent and add it to a mower to mow at night, weekends, and holidays.
So our mowers are going to use GPS for guidance, geofencing for boundary protection. We're going to use mission mapping for efficiency and LiDAR for obstacle avoidance. The ag industry is already using this tech to increase their efficiency and boost their crop yields. Our mowers are not only going to create a safer flying environment for our air crews, but we're going to provide more opportunities for the flying mission. And we're going to give time back to the pavements and equipment airmen for readiness, training, work tasks, things of that nature. When this is successfully applied across the Air Force, the benefits are going to be exponential. The Air Force has a real chance to lead the way in bird strike risk reduction and improving airmen's efficiency. Now we're going to face some challenges. We're going to take all that tech and we're going to put it in one system, one package. We need to prove that package so we can get the guidance and the policies changed. Now the USDA and civil engineering are already on board with this idea. They love it. We need to get a few more folks behind us to make this reality. With your support and your funding, within 12 months, we hope to be real-world testing in a controlled environment to prove this technology. 6 months from then, we want to be on 3 to 4 different airfields cutting the airfield grass. 24 months from now, we want to be reducing bird strike risks across the Air Force. We're asking for $500,000 to complete phase 1, get us access to the experts and the policymakers to get this prototype built.
So now it's the Air Force's time to put their feet up and let our mowers do the work. If we build it, it'll mow.
Right on, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Jason, Byron, thanks, man. Great presentation. Short, sweet, to the point. I know exactly what you're after. How mature are we with this idea with policymakers, OSS, airfield managers, and safety where we're ready to go out and start? I mean, have we worked through some of that preliminary with them? Do you have a wing commander that's willing to sponsor this? Is there a base he wants to be first? Because you know how it is on the airfield, probably one of the toughest places to do it, rightfully so. Are we ready to jump into the developmental stage yet of the mowers?
So I feel at Scott Air Force Base, we're ready. The wing commander knows about our idea. The group commander knows about our idea. Our squadron commander is all about it. Now we're going to have to approach all those other entities as we develop this and move forward, and that's going to take time.
Okay, appreciate it.
Is this technology on the mower? Love the idea, and you guys crushed the brief, by the way, so thanks. Good job. Is it being used in the commercial industry anywhere? Is there any other airports, things like that's using the mower on an airfield? I know that the mowers exist, but on an airfield.
Not in the United States. Now we know in Sweden they're testing something similar, and they're looking at it from a manpower perspective. They're not looking at it from the bird strike reduction. That's not what they're after, and that's really our goal.
Yeah. And I thought the key points that you guys made too about at night, holidays, and weekends like that helps kind of get after some of the concerns that folks are going to have there. So great job. Thank you.
So awesome job. And being a pilot myself, having struck a number of birds, probably about 50 of them throughout my entire flying career. Luckily, I never ingested one into an engine. I know exactly what you're targeting, especially on the airfield environment. Now, When you're mowing at night, the question I have is a lot of our airfields may not have night flying operations ongoing, but the airfield itself is still 24 hours operational for divert requirements and things like that, and you have to note them out if you're going to close it down for what is the process to do that? Have you thought through that? Because most airfields don't want to close. They want to have a mechanism in which they have kind of a kill switch for the mowers in the tower, so that when they have a divert aircraft, they can shut them down until the aircraft is recovered and in parking, and then they can turn them back on. Have you thought about that in terms of development yet?
Yes, sir. So we want that kill switch in case we do run into a problem. And then we also, with the geofencing, we want to create two boundaries, one 200 feet from the center line and then closer to the center line, so we can get all that grass mowed. We want to be able to command these to return home or stop completely. So if there is an aircraft inbound, either base ops, the tower, security forces is going to have the capabilities to punch that button.
And do you also see this getting scaled out to the rest of the base? I mean, airfields are super critical based on exactly why you're targeting this. But I theoretically could see this through an implementation of those geofencing, go and mow, this lot, and continuing to expand that across an entire installation. Is that part of what you think you will eventually get to, or is it specifically tied to the airfield?
So we were just looking right at the airfield right now, sir, but with current technology, you could go buy one off the shelf at your local store and put it out, and each building could have their own mower, and it could go out and mow at any time that you want to program it to mow.
So Jason and Byron, I see scalability as well with our OSD partners, and I'm the Navy, the Marines, airfields that the Army have, helicopters, anywhere that there's an airfield. So do you see anything beyond the airfield? Just have you thought through that, or just focus right now for our airfields, prove the concept, and maybe potentially go after other stakeholders in addition to what you had on the slide? I'm thinking of some of our DoD partners. Have you thought through that?
We have. So right now we're just focused on just the airfield, and then once we can get the airfield set up and we have no issues through our testing, and then we can branch out to other DoD entities and even the FAA community.
Yeah, so I would, I'm just trying to think through my Rolodex of who I could get you in touch with our DoD partners. I think that would be awesome. Why solve it for the Air Force when we could solve it for DoD? So good on you. Lead the way. Good on you.
All right, super job. Really appreciate it. This is one that I think I'm going to go out and do some personal investment on this for my yard.
For your yard? There you go. There you go. That's awesome. Hey guys, a lot of the custodial and mowing is contracted out, right? I don't know how many bases this applies to, where we still are responsible for cutting the grass. But is this something how do you work this, or that can be worked into or shared with some of these contract companies that we pay to cut the grass? I mean, is that a bridge, or do you think they would take this on, or how do you see, or is this just for the blue suiters that cut the grass? Because by cutting the grass at night, you help. I mean, you help anybody with a flying operation. How do we incorporate that, or have you guys talked to anybody on how you incorporate, or what could that look like under contract landscaping?
So right now we're just going after the airfield. That's our main focus. I'm entomology, so Bash is part of our program. He's
Right.
pavements and equipment. So mowing the airfield grass is a huge labor drain while we're increasing bird strike risks. So it hasn't really been thought of yet,
Okay.
but once we get it proved and we get it perfected, we could go outside of the airfield and take some of those bigger mowing patches and let the mowers do the work.
Or maybe alternatively, those ground maintenance contracts where the contractors do it. Now you modify them, you take that off, and they focus on other things, and you've just reduced the cost of that ground maintenance. So that's a potential thing that you guys could
I think benefits are going to
explore.
emerge as this moves forward. I really do.
Yeah. Discovery learning.
Thanks, guys. Great job. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Byron.
Thanks, sir.
Way to
Thank
put
you.
it together. Short, sweet, to the point. I like it, man. Good
you.
job.